This is part 3 of our trip up over Imogene Pass, going from Ouray to Telluride on the 5th of September, a Thursday. The last video covered from Upper Camp Bird to the false summit, and this one will take us from the false summit to the real summit. I described the false summit in the second video, and you see here where we're going to go now from the false summit up to Imogene Pass, which is actually one of the steepest parts of the entire road. You'll see soon. Let's start where we left off in the last video.
False summit. Down there it looks like this is the summit. From down here you can see the real summit up there where the pole is sticking up.
I thought it might be a nice idea to use the same technique as in the second video, which is to just do this in real time as it actually happened. It's not that far up to the summit, although a good part of far is up, as you'll see in this video. There are places in here where I actually wished for a little bit bigger engine. The 250cc engine I had just barely met the needs. And it gets a lot rougher as we go up here and up. We are going up. It's hard to show on a wide-angle camera like this just how steep this road is, and you'll note that it's getting rougher as we go. Continuing on now, you see here where the road is not level. There's a little track way over the one I took and one way down there. The Jeeps just have to tip over an awful lot. So it gets pretty rough, and now you can start to hear the engine bog down in places as we're going up this. We are well above tree line. We're somewhere between 12 and 13,000 feet above sea level. And this road was just sort of scratched into the wilderness. That is bedrock that we're going over right there. And there's some water up here, which surprised me a little bit. One thing I'm trying to be careful to do is keep some momentum up. The very first time I went over this pass, I had some trouble, and part of it was just being timid. So I'm trying to be anything but timid, but this is a first gear ride, that's for sure. Now I'm pausing here because we actually go down for just a little bit. And that road on the far side is where I had trouble the first year I went over it. It actually took me several tries. I'd get partway up and fall over, and get partway up and fall over. Well, I haven't fallen down there in quite some time, but still, the memory's rather strong, and so I'm approaching this by winding out the engine a little bit and trying to keep some momentum as we go up that far hill. Okay, let's climb. So far, so good. Lovely road, don't you think? Okay, up we go again. Oh, look at that marmot. The marmot's going in the wrong direction. I actually had to break my stride to get up there. We're going to go up along this little mini ridge before we cut across the face of the steep part there. Now, here is the part where I had trouble. It's cranked all the way open. Come on, come on. I was actually pushing with my feet. Now that's a heck of a lot more than a 15% grade. From here on out, it's relatively straightforward, although the road, of course, is a titch less than optimum. We go over bedrock again here. We're going to finish going up this little grade here, and there will be a road to the left which takes you to a phenomenal lookout. I've covered that in a previous post from a couple years ago, and some detailed pictures of what you can see there. In this trip, we're just going to go to the right. Well, I was really working to keep that throttle open. Great road, don't you think? If you end up having to stop on your motorcycle here, it could be fun to get going again. That's the road to the left to the lookout. We're going to go to the right here, and we've essentially made it to the top. It's level from here on out.
And that's it, we did it. That's the summit right there. Time is it? 5:15. You need to go back, or I can go over. I think I'll go over.
There's nothing quite like real-time decision-making, is there? My biggest concern was that it was getting late in the day. I certainly would not have tried this road in a Jeep at this hour of the day. I'd want to get up and over completely in daylight. This part of the road is actually pretty level, and I'm actually in second gear here. And what you see ahead of you with that pole sticking up, that is the pass itself. There's a long level spot on the top of the pass, and having worked so hard to get up here, why don't we just take sort of a moment to kind of enjoy it. And there's the sign. Now, the actual road that goes down the other side goes down to the left right here, and we'll take that in the next part of this video. For the rest of this video, let's just enjoy being on top of the world.
Well, let's tell you right down there. You're right down there. I go that way, and I've got a fairly long ride, go around and come back. But it's not so far down this way. And it is, after all downhill.
So here we're going to just go along the summit. I really wouldn't want to go off either side there. It's awful steep. There's a permanent little solar-powered radio station there that acts as a repeater between the two sides of the mountains. It's not an amateur repeater. And I'm going to just go up here to where most people turn around. The road does go a little bit further, but it gets a little more difficult to turn around. And we can kind of observe. I mean, we really are up on top of the world. This is about as high as you can get in the Rockies without being on one of the 14ers. And you can see how precarious this position is, and imagine what the winds are like up here. There's a little shelter on the left side of the road that is no more. It has been blown over. Someone put a mailbox by it with a little American flag. Unfortunately, some people have taken some shots at it. There's the mailbox right there with the flag.
The GPS says 13,132 feet. Cool.
And so from here, we head down the hill on the other side, and I'm going to take selections from going down the hill and put that in the next video in this series. Until then, we'll talk to you later.